Okay, so in the last one, we worked on the steel factory a little bit. It's pretty much ready to go. It's been delivering pipes via truck. You can see his little path there. He should be coming out anytime soon. Got him running. And then we started on the road network. Yeah, so we built the road network around the whole biome, and then found out that the top of that tower does not line up with our road network. So I made a video earlier this week, or I guess late last week, um, basically talking about how I that moved the entire steel factory up like 250 millimeters, I guess is what it equates to in the real world, whatever that means. They're not freedom units, so I don't know. So yeah, I had to move it all up, but now that it's moved up, it lines up with the road network. So once we're ready to put more trucks onto the road network versus driving on the ground, it'll be it'll be level. And then in between episodes, I went through and I hooked up power to all of the sections around the entire biome, and then also put in the supports for this initial section. Yeah, so the initial section now has all the supports, and it has power, so all the lights work. I made a few changes. I stomped the road. I did have it coming all the way around, and then it was going to join up kind of where that light pole is, but I just didn't like the way it was connecting, so I deleted it all the way back because I think I'm going to wait until we have trains to figure out how this one goes. I'm thinking it might continue straight, and then it can go pick up some of these guys. But anyway, I think, and then it'll eventually come back, and I think it'll join up in that spot in general. But the reason I'm not turning around is in between episodes, I started laying out what our truck station will look like. So the road now wraps around, comes in, and it sits on top of this rock pile and connects to this part of the road over here. So this was the rest of the road network. I didn't put any of the supports in. I did put in power. There is power to all of this. And I actually deleted some of our power towers because now the power just runs off of the roadway. But yeah, so the goal for today is to figure out what to do with this truck station. And how to get it connected up. So we can't really proceed with completing phase 2 until this truck station is done, because it needs to, at a minimum, deliver the caterium that's down there. That'll be on a truck, and it'll come over, and I think it's going to get deposited to this one. Maybe this one. I haven't really decided yet. I think I decided it was going to be this one. So the caterium has to get delivered to the truck station so that it can then come down. And I've also made the decision that this is going to change a little bit. It's going to be raw ore that gets delivered, not in pre-smelted ingots. So, anyway, that's what we're working on today, is this truck station, and hopefully getting a truck running from over there to over here. I have some ideas on what surrounds this area, but I didn't really think too much about what this place is actually going to look like. So I have more ideas about the top part than I do the support structure. And I kind of have a reason for that, but we won't get to it for a little while. And it has to deal with trains. Spoiler alert. The one thing I do know that I want to do is, so I got the idea for this layout from one of What Darren Plays videos. His recent one where it's like all red and looks like Mirror's Edge or something. The truck layout that he had here, basically where they're little individual islands versus like all in a one long row. That's basically the only plan that I kind of have going into this. So, yeah, we're going to start there, I guess. So, I think this side... I didn't actually re-watch Darren's video on how he built his truck stations. Just have a general idea of the shape and how much room it took up. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. I want this to be at an angle of sorts. I probably should have watched that video. So if that's kind of the shape, this will make that corner easier, and then this one, hopefully we don't need that. I don't know if I want to use my normal truck station blueprint. It's kind of looking like I don't want to, if that's going to get cut off like that. Well, this is backwards anyway. Didn't think this shape was actually going to be that difficult to make. So I'm just kind of winging it, and I'm realizing I definitely shouldn't be winging it. Yeah, we're going to have to go watch that video. What Darren plays? This one. So I don't want to copy his design exactly, but I just really like his islands ideas. Half foundations, maybe? Or are they walls?
And by the way, this was made in-game. No tricks, no mods used for this or anything like that. It wasn't that difficult. It's just a little bit of clipping, and then trying to mask it with beams and stuff. So there is basically a wall here and there.
Too wide. Oh, hey, I even have space for too wide. Yeah. Get this a little bit aligned a bit better. Then he was using walls. You have to use this trick. What's going on there? Sure. Um, why is it such a darker color? It's really weird. Probably should have made this a blueprint. Might still do that. Thought I could grab that. Clearly not. I don't know why I like pairing batteries with truck stations. I don't know, I feel like it like balances them out. And they don't look so lopsided. Not real sure what I'm trying to do here. We'll leave it, I suppose. Yeah, so they'll come in this way and then loop and go out. I think that will work the best. Yeah, I should make that a blueprint. Will it fit? How big is this thing? It's 4 wide, okay, yeah. Just getting. This has got to go up. I think. I'm just thinking this might make sense to not have them Darren do? He had them on both corners, didn't he? He did have them on both corners. Those back corners, I mean. Does that truck islands? Let's save that side bit. It does save it. Cool. He was onto something with this shape. Faux show. I need that piece first. Wonder if we could figure out something to put there. Why does this do that? So weird. So trucks come in on this side and then they exit. This could be red lights. Something like that, and then green on that side. Maybe. Trip to the awesome sink. Coupons. We can just buy everything we're missing. Don't think I'll really ever use those, so I think that's okay. Purchase, purchase, purchased. Purchase. Anything else in here? Never used those. We'll go ahead and get these. Walls. Don't really plan on using any of that. Personal elevator, probably should get. Sure, why not? Sure, why not?
Due to Pioneer request and several reported issues with staircases, there is now a more efficient solution. The Fix-It personnel elevator ensures optimal safety by putting a Pioneer in a box controlled by a rudimentary AI, specialized in soothing a straining mind. Exposure to a Fix-It personnel elevator is recommended to be a minimum of 2 minutes per day for optimal gain.
Idiot. I think that can work. Then we just gotta duplicate it on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this pillar there. Figure out the order of operations. Sounds so official. Probably should have kept it. Oh, I did keep it. So it's just inside. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Which is funny because this is, oops, didn't mean to hit that. This is the back side, so you'd be seeing it here. You know what? It still makes sense. I'm gonna say that it makes sense. Maybe we do some of these guys. Let's put our normal truck station in here, and we'll modify that first. We were gonna put a battery. Like that. So that's why I was putting walls up. Sure. If we did move it to the other side, then it might make more sense for the green to be on this front corner. Be there and there. But having it this way, the truck's gonna turn it in. Yeah. I talked myself into it. Goes directly behind. I guess it came back one. That's right. question is do we... I think we do. I'll just enclose all this. Thinking about it, maybe we move that. Put in center, center, center. No, I want these to be. Ew. So maybe not there. Okay. Not there either. Or there. It'll just be on that one side. This will have a light pole. Truck, 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 truck. That looks good. This looks good. That lines up, that lines up. This one's kind of off, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't think we need that or that. Then we can go ahead and get rid of these because we know which side they're on. I think we'll go ahead and leave that just for aesthetic purposes. Yeah, I think it's okay to put these in for now. think that's it. I think that would be our blueprint. I feel like something should go here. Something. Not sure. What could go there? We already got a battery. Don't need another one. I really wish they had like a half storage bin. I don't know. I think it's good. We are backwards. Start tearing all this out. Guess I should have hooked the battery up in the blueprint. AI limiters. Am I using these for truck stations? That's a waste. Whatever. And this one. I think this one it needs to be basically same shape. But it's only one deep. So rounding corners. Okay. Save that connection for last. Okay. Patterns. So this is the cool part, is this ended up lining up exactly halfway here and to the grid. The only and then this one lines up perfect. This one calls for the spacing as far as how far it goes out into the center section. So these are even blocks. They line up with the grid on the road. This lines up here, which is on this grid. It's just only off by this half a foundation here. They don't line up with any of this stuff, but it's close, so we'll see. 9. So what am I wanting here? This road will join up. So the way this works is they'll come in, they'll go around, and they'll pull into the station that they need to. If they come in from this way, because like they're coming from Caterium, they'll come in, they'll join, and then they'll go all the way around, and then pull into the one that they need to get into. And then whenever they're done, they'll pull out, and they'll go around, and then they'll do their thing. So I think it's just this won't have any. And those will just be, these need to be turn arrows. Left. Where's my left? And then when we get here, no left. Or should this should be like so? Turn arrows. I don't know why my camera continues to like make that whining noise. It's really annoying. Then this one, I guess that could be no left. I mean, this isn't even a direction. So pattern removal. Guess that works, yeah. And then we'll put down some if we did or small. Yeah, we'll do small. So then you are whatever you want to be, I guess. if my... I guess I should have checked the blueprint. Because this ends a support. Yeah, this... At least those three... wanted it to really match, I'd bring it in one. I think we're just gonna do this. Guess I could. Road with light. Is that right? I guess that is correct. Look for the seam. Um, Not even close. Perfect. So that's the top level done besides the border, because I don't know how I'm going to do the border. We should probably figure out support. It can be buried in the sand a little bit. That's realistic. We are in the... Oh, shit. We are in the desert, so that's fine. Floating is not fine. Yeah, that's fine. It can be buried a little. Perfect. Yeah, so I was saying that's the top kind of done. I don't really want to leave it floating, but it won't be floating in the future. So I don't really know how much I want to do with this quite yet. I might just make it thicker, and I need to know where the outputs are. Trying to think. Because, so the caterium, for example, I didn't mean to move off. It'll be, well, I'm saying it's going to be this one, the first one. It needs to come down over, and then it needs to come into this whole system here. So, I guess let's work on that. Then I think you'll be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you can be 6. You will be steel pipe. Yeah. You'll be all the future steel pipe. Number 7. You will be coal. So this guy will power. Is gonna have truck come in, drop off. Ooh, actually, how will that work? Thing for a second. This might not be coal. Yeah, I'm just gonna make this one steel beams. was gonna have it as coal, and then it would be like a central drop-off and load station for coal to fuel all the other trucks. But then I'd have to have one station to drop off coal, and then that station would feed into another, and that would set to unload. Then you'd have to have another station set to load coal into the other machines. I guess it could still work as coal to drop off, and it would fuel the caterium, but the caterium is so close to where we're loading everything, I don't think that it just wouldn't be worth it. So I will do that somewhere else. 007. Yeah, so I've been thinking in my head from the last thing I said. So this miner fuels the stations over there. So that covers the 2 truck stations that are on the ground. This would then split off, and it would go up to wherever the truck station is for the steel factory that powers the roads. And then those would have their own coal, which covers these 2 items. And I think we can have a truck leave here, go there, and stop at the truck stop, can't speak, for the caterium. I don't think that's going to be a problem, because this will be like the world's like shortest truck route, most likely. And I need to put lines in. Should this get moved over to match that end? I don't think so. Mainly because I don't want to do it. Okay. These need to all be unload. Okay, so then we can go to our caterium. We need to figure out how to get it up to the road itself. I was going to build a factory out here, and then it would just be a factory, kind of like the steel plant, steel factory. But then it was like, why? You have a whole biome that you have to fill. So I think this is just going to be a minor, and then I'll do the splitting up there, and then, yeah. I don't know why, every time I log in and log out, I get these items back. Like, I should not have 100 rods and then another 200 here. It, like, just constantly gives them back to me. I don't know why. I really wish it didn't. Special. Okay, so I need to, before I screw this up again, set everything to the right height. So I don't have to mess with moving it like I did for the steel factory after the fact. So I think it should meet up here. Maybe a little further. I didn't mean to fall that far. And we'll make that look better as we go. Noble, that's what they're called, noblists. That rock cannot be blown up. So, man, that looks like shit. We could just go straight up. Straight up, have two truck stations, one for to drop off coal and the other to pick up caterium. Really wish the elevator worked for vehicles. That would have been real nice. So at a minimum will be you. It's a little scaffolding for just one belt. Maybe I might. I won't split it in two because it's just gonna go to a truck station. So that doesn't make sense. Although the roads are offset. The roads are offset from the road that comes out is like this. So this is actually where the real road is. No. How did I have this? Can't go any further. It is lined up with the road. Okay, never mind. Maybe we could have had one pillar centered on it, but then that would just be more off. And I think if it's too wide, it'll look more substantial. Although I wonder, can you have two trucks at the same station? Delivering to two different places off of one belt? I guess if the number's not like crazy ridiculous, then maybe it would work that way. I'm gonna have to test that out because that could actually fix some other problems I was thinking of. could have the truck. I don't know if, I guess a tractor could fit on that little path there. Could come over to here, and then the truck station just sticks out, and then we don't have to have this ridiculous bridge. I like that. I like that idea a lot. I guess I could also use this thing for water. I could also just bring it. Because, yeah, if I needed water, then the whole truck idea doesn't really work. I'll need something for pipes. Come on. Come on. Do that from the side, or I will be there all day. Okay. anything else on this side of the coast. I don't think. I think it's all down here, and then this is where our coal factory or coal plant is right now. But then that's too far to do anything with. Over there. So that's a whole lot of stuff for just one belt. Please be tall enough. Sweet. Kind of thinking, well, I need to condense it back down to one belt once it reaches the truck station, so splitting it's really just for aesthetic reasons. Yeah, we'll keep them. At the distance they were. Whoa. Is this slightly turned? You are. Not cool, bro. I know. Why are you spinning? I do not understand. Yeah, so that'll just fill out 2 towers better than 1 belt, and then we can bring in water, I suppose, from out there. I know I'll need water for pure caterium. So that water will need to come in. How the water gets to over there, I'm not sure. Maybe there is a pure, it's a pure node though. Right here. I really want to use that to make canisters for bottling water. That'd be a real big waste. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Why can I not select you? So that's caterium up from down below. I need to figure out how I want to connect this to the road. I don't want a platform as large as over there. That just seems like a waste, although it might be worth it because there are some materials over here that need to go back, so they would just have a clean way of getting over there. So I'm going to switch gears. I need to make the wire for phase 2 for the automated wiring, I think is what I'm using it for. I'll have to check the modeler. Do that because I know more about what I want to do with that than I know. So it's going to come down from there, somehow get to here. Right now, I was thinking it was going to come from the shore as ingots, but that's not going to be true. So whatever system goes on, how many do I need? I need 90 total. This is what it'll kind of turn into once we get refineries. So these numbers technically will change. Well, they'll definitely change because it's going to be whatever is it'll be whatever's left over from this 90. So what I'm thinking is this is the piece that I need. 135. Is that? Yeah. That mostly works. That's fine. So I need to make 135 wire. But I need to make, I have to make this much. Well, I have to make 90 ingots. Because then it also goes to here. Okay. It would be super, I might sloop these just because then I'll get more for use later in the refineries. What am I looking for? Smelter. So 45, I need 90. Oh boy. What's 45 divided by 2 is 22.5, and then sloop them. Gets me 40, I build another one on the other side, that's 90. And then I'm not using as much caterium ore. Yeah. I didn't want to use sloops in the main production line, but I think I'm gonna have to. Build one of these on the other side. Is that center? Yeah, center. So it was that, and then one more. This will give me so I have to send the 90 to all of this. There's like the 84, well 67, and then this. the other part is, so these go up here. This 135 gets mixed in. 360 gets sent to these guys. I think I decided I'm going to put those right. Yeah. What I'm not sure is, I think I am gonna feed them this way. Yes. I really can't. I've contemplated like setting up a temp system just to complete phase 2, just so I can get a jetpack, because this really sucks. I haven't done it, but I have really, really thought about it. Okay, so then part of that will go, so the copper ore will come down from here, get to there. I've been wanting to fill this spot with something. Let's see. Inward. B45, so it only needs to be a Mark 1. Then constructor. What are you lining up with? I have no idea. But I think I want to offset you, so then you're a direct shot. 4. So this will get smelted 45. This will then go in here. It will back up and send the rest along. 135. I'm saying I'm doing this at 8. I think I have to merge something here. So set these guys. $67 wire. And you're gonna do you do not do enough. I'm looking at the wrong. Well, what was that? 67, 67.5 times 2, 135. So that one can feed that. But I only have... I'll have half of that amount. Available to me. Because I'm still trying to equal these numbers. I'm just changing it up. I think this will have to be... Oh, I think I did figure this out earlier. So I have 112. So what am I saying? 56.25. 1. And then this has to go to... So we know that's right. I think I need to blend, merge. Is this equal? That's what it is. So that's the system. I have to merge the two lines coming from underneath the spine thing with one constructor. So the merge happens after. And it's 180. Wait. Why is this? What am I needing? I need stators. This is the wrong recipe. So is it still 45 divided by 4? So that's the same number, 90. Okay. That makes sense. Everybody's happy. Okay, so the merge has to happen after this is done. Before they get sent out. Those lines, which I guess makes sense because there's 2 lines of 5625 each. So it's 180 total. So I need to move like those 2 to somehow be over here. Unless they don't. I can merge them. No. So this will go, and then the remaining caterium will go to the array of assemblers up top. So that needs, I'm just going to send it up for now as a reminder. This is not right. Could merge, get those lines over here. So those are these 4. Could come down, maybe right here. There's so many, there's like 10 or 12 lines total. So I want to make sure I'm not cutting in front of these lines, because they're going to have to go to the tower of constructors for cabling. those right next to each other? No. I might be able to squeeze a lift in. Ooh, that's an idea. Ooh, he says. Because I'm battling this. This doesn't have to be here, I guess. Could move these. These are arbitrarily placed, and then how do I get? I don't want this. I want. I'm trying to think about what I'm doing next after this, and there's stuff in the way. I also have to get steel pipes over there somewhere, somehow. I think those will come down below. I'm making this way more complicated just so that it looks cool. And that's somewhat frustrating. If I move that out, then this should be able to make a turn to go into one there. Yeah. You can go right there. This belt is just clipping through the floor so it can go wherever. I guess we can just do it right. We can make it join that. These are doing 135 each. there? Guess not. Just gotta find where I brought that up. There it is. Wait. No, I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass. There's the copper. That goes in. This goes in. And that is 180. 180 out. Okay. Why are you Mark 3? I want to make sure I'm looking at the right belts. Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 3. Mark 1, you're all making 56. Not super pumped about that. I don't think there's a solution for that, because I don't, those these belts can't make a turn. Like, if that was there. And these are all Mark 1. There's no way for that to do its thing. So I don't know where that's gonna go. I can't come, I guess I could go through. Walls. So I can just go across over yonder. That solves that problem. I need to build this over there. I need to figure out what to do with that stuff. Let's figure that out. There's a belt, 2 belts there. Of course, they run into that belt again. So that's 90 minus, it's still gonna have to be a Mark II. Is what that means. this is not lined up. That's the other reason it's not clicking. Okay, I could move. If I moved it over to line up with that one, it would just run into this one. I think that will just have to be acceptable. Smart splitter. Is that still not? What the hell? That's in the center. Because this is in the center. How does that not? Hello, Fodlan JH. You are not centered. I put you right back in the same spot. Man, I don't like how much that clips. But then that would clip, and then that cannot, that won't make the turn. Where else could this go? Not really anywhere else. That's the problem. So it's gonna have to work. Lining up with the outside one, and we're dead center on the seam. think this is correct. Yep. Using lock hologram, then control arrow left for straight line. You can't. Using the lock hologram, then control arrow left. Yeah, that works, but the problem is that then this doesn't line up, and it has to fit in between those two belts there, and they can't go any further that way because then it runs into the 4 belts behind it. So it's just figuring out the lesser of two evils, basically. If I'm understanding what you're saying. What build? So it's 45 automated wiring, 900 cable. And a whole bunch of assemblers to make it. So we're just working on the caterium. Caterium ingots, we just finished building that. That goes down. This will make some more wire to get joined with the rest of the wire. Just trying to figure out how to squeeze everything in is where we're at. Oh, you watch which tutorial? I've only done like 2, so. Moving factory. Yep, that is for that factory over there. Yeah. Yep, I was not prepared to rebuild that whole factory for just such a tiny amount. That yeah, that's it. I didn't know how many people were gonna watch that tutorial. It's kind of a niche thing, or like a niche problem. that people would either run into or care about. Yeah. Mark 3. Oh god, so much movement. So that is caterium smelted, not, well, but nothing being delivered yet. Comes down onto that seam. Thank you. Next time I'm gonna build it not as tight. It's a little cramped. It'd be nicer if I had 480 belts, but 270 is all I got, so that's all I got. Find a place for power. I'll wait on power because I think I might have to add another machine. And we gotta get ore down. Let's take 67, so mark 2s. This freaking thing. Oh, I don't have to go that low actually. so that's the ore to get smelted. This means the ore has to get loaded here. From up there. Sure. Goes there. That's for iron pipes. Iron pipes, steel pipes. Steel pipes. May have screwed the pooch on something I was planning by building all this right here. But I don't really have a choice, so split. I need split. What's this need? 90 or 2. Of course. Okay, so that's wires. The next is pipes, which are currently getting synced. So I need to get them from here, from there, where they come down, all the way, excuse me, all the way I think I can fit, I can weave them through. Maybe through there. Where is this? It's in the same space. Could send it out that same area. That can then go through the floor. I think that house will have to be replaced. Idea. I don't think I have a way to do that. How much do these guys need? 135. would be kind of cool to see like a glass floor if I actually like arranged this better. But wait. Yeah. 67.5. But I don't love that, because then I don't have a place for that center belt. I don't actually need it. Much better. Mark 2. Go ahead and get rid of these. Sure. I think that'll work. That's steel pipes. I can then send And those will come out once everything else is hooked up. But I know I'm still sending more pipes than I actually need. 220, 268. So I think I'm still, if that's correct, I'm still sending 40 more than I need. So I guess I could none and then overflow. Okay, that will then, it'll send it to the machines, and then the overflow will go bye-bye. Should be about 48, which I'm gonna say is okay. So those are all powered. Caterium ore goes in those ones, coming from up there. Smelting into wire, getting merged with those guys. I guess I can go ahead and hook those up for now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off though. I don't want them filling up the machines because I guess it doesn't really matter. But I need to check power. Yeah, we can't turn this thing on. But one thing I did think about doing is adding a power augmenter to this rock. Because I don't know how much use this rock will do in the future. One, two, three, four. Two, three, four, five. I don't even know if 5 by 5 is big enough for one of these. I don't have it unlocked. Let's go research this bitch. I know I got computers. And those same fluctuators. I don't even remember how many I needed. What's the upload speed need? 151? Ooh boy. I think this was running off of biofuel. What's over here? This thing might not even be running anymore. Oh, yeah, it's way over here. That thing's definitely not running anymore.
Power augmenter unlocked. Summer sloops naturally harvest. Yes, harvest energy from distant sources and distribute it locally.
Another
The power
50.
augmenter supercharges summer sloops by feeding it local power, increasing its harvesting range and efficiency, and thus power output. Basically, the more power it's given, the more it provides.
Do not loop the loop organ. It will shred and tear and unravel the threads, many temples burned.
Good to know, that confirms that hypothesis.
Yes. I think we're gonna go grab a bunch of the SAM stuff, make sure it's fueled up, because I haven't refilled it since like the very first depot. It's probably dead. And then place the augmenter, and then I think I'm gonna go to bed. Or at least get ready. Got some King of the Hill to watch. It's a lot of red lights. Oh, come on. Come on, bro. Yep. That will run a good long while. That's right. Fail. was gonna put lights over those truck stations. Forgot about that. I will have to do that. So now I gotta build 50 of these suckers. Don't think this will. I don't think this will be enough power yet either, but really just want to win. I want this to do its cool stuff. Oh, so I can definitely shrink this down. 1, 2, 3. Set where I want it. No, I want it the other way. I want the computer. For now, we'll just do this. I think I need to dress this up more. But to put this just over, but we still have like 20 more assemblers I gotta build. But other than that, I think everything else is done. I need to hook up that train or that truck station and run belts. Record the truck route. And then yeah, I think then we'll be able to turn phase 2 on, get it up and running. So I think that's it for tonight. Good progress. Got the top side of the depot done. Gonna wait on the bottom side till we get to phase 3 because train support stuff. Let's see, we got the caterium smelters on ready to accept. Got the wire joined from the first 4 belts along with the caterium. Got those built and then started on the caterium gantry over there. Yeah, I think that's enough progress for tonight, and then I'll be back tomorrow to maybe finish up versatile framework. It's gonna go on top of those 4 pillars. That just needed steel, which is that truck stop and that truck stop steel beams. So that just has to get driven over here, dropped off, and go on, and then that floor built. And I think it's only like 4 or 6 assemblers needed for that. How many are we talking? 5. 5 assemblers, and then for automated wiring, it's 30 constructors and however many assemblers that is. So we're almost done. But thanks, guys. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow around 5 o'clock, 5:30 Pacific. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight.